Organisers feared the worst, so the announcements coming out of Glasgow are at least reassuring. After the first week of discussions, the COP26 participants reached a consensus on a number of measures to rein in greenhouse gas emissions. But on Saturday, environmental activists across the world took to the streets fed up with distant targets and lack of concrete action. For them, it's time to hold the world's leaders to account, starting with the $100 billion a year in climate financing to help poorer nations transition to greener energy, which was supposed to materialize last year.
The first thing is to make sure that the regular assessment of the richer countries' emission reduction targets should be happening on an annual basis. We can't wait for 5 years. When the finance is being discussed, we cannot have another situation where a target that was agreed 12 years ago, the $100 billion a year, still hasn't been met. So we need to ratchet up the pressure and make sure the richer countries deliver.
One of the key commitments so far is limiting the use of coal. More than 20 new countries added their pledge to end the use of the most polluting of all fossil fuels by 2030. But conspicuously absent from the signatories, two of the biggest users of coal, China and the US. However, Washington did join other countries in agreeing to end the financing of fossil fuel projects abroad. It's another significant announcement, with international financing worth 12 to 15 billion euros per year. Among the other announcements, a commitment to end deforestation by 2030 and reducing methane emissions by 30%. Holding all partners to their pledges will be difficult, especially for developing countries. Indonesia, home to the world's third largest rainforest, has already reneged on its commitment to stop deforestation. But there have been some signs of progress, with the European Union, the United Kingdom and United States among signatories of an $8.5 billion partnership to wean South Africa off coal. As for carbon emissions, the outlook remains bleak. After a slight dip in 2020 thanks to the coronavirus pandemic, greenhouse gas emissions have resumed their upward trajectory and are now close to pre-COVID levels. The United Nations says the world is heading for catastrophic global warming of 2.7 degrees Celsius by 2030, far beyond the 2-degree limit agreed at COP26 in Paris.